Today we continue to look at the true potential of the Walloper. I'm Ninja ONC and this is the Series with Theories.
I have spent my life searching for the answers that my father and my father's fathers failed to find.
Hey everyone, it's Ollie here with part 2 of my videos about the Walloper. If you haven't seen the first part yet, click the link on screen right now or go to the description and watch the first part. Trust me, this video is going to make a lot more sense if you do, because there are certain calculations and facts that we found out in part 1, and you might not understand how we found them out. Your chance to watch part 1 before part 2 begins ends in 3, 2, 1, there you go, we're starting with part 2 now. So in part 1 we established that the Walloper weighs over 250 kilograms and moves at an average of 12.25 meters per second, as well as taking 0.43 seconds to move from A to B, A being where you start moving, B where you finish. In this episode we're going to find out what would happen if you actually used the weapon, not just if you held it. Since some of my calculations involve the strength of gravity, which varies between planets, we're going to use Earth as our reference, as if you're using this weapon, you're most likely on Earth, but if not, where on Earth are you? Wait, no. That was a very poor choice of phrase. Where in the Omniverse are you? If we want to know what this weapon could do, we have to look at how much force it moved with. To do this, we use the equation force equals mass times acceleration. We already know the mass, we worked it out in part 1, so we just need to find the acceleration. Because the weapon will be most powerful while speeding up, not slowing down, I'm only going to use the figures for the first half of movement, because I am going off the basis that it is a steady increase in speed and equally steady decrease, so the fastest point is right in the middle. To find acceleration out, we have to use the formula velocity equals acceleration multiplied by time, and rearrange it to be acceleration equals velocity divided by time. Therefore, acceleration is 12.25 divided by 0.215. I'm using 0.215, not 0.43, because 0.43 is the full movement with both halves, and as I said, we're only using half of that time. That means that acceleration is just under, I rounded it up to the nearest 100th, is 57 millimeters per second squared. Now that we have mass and acceleration, we can calculate the force. This means that the force is 15,561 newtons when you use the Walloper at its maximum speed. As I mentioned earlier, gravity is different on other planets, and this is where that becomes relevant. The force of gravity on Earth is 9.81 newtons, most people round it to 10, but it's actually 9.81, and we can use this to calculate the weight equivalent to 15,561 newtons. 15,561 divided by 9.81 is roughly 1,586 kilograms. This means that getting hit by the Walloper when it's at its maximum speed would feel like an average sized car falling on you. It would also be like getting kicked by a zebra, the animal with the strongest kick in the world, and if you didn't know, a zebra's kick can actually kill a lion. And I'm fairly certain you're human, not a lion, so a punch from a Walloper would definitely one-hit kill. Fun fact actually, a professional boxer's punches are about 3,300 newtons of force, so a punch from the Walloper would be almost 5 times more powerful than one from Mike Tyson. Considering that a punch from a boxer can break a rib, a punch from the Walloper from a Walloper wielding Lombax will do much, much more, and as I said before, unless you're stronger than a lion, will kill you. Okay, so if you can pick up 270 kilograms with one hand, you can use an extremely powerful melee weapon, right? And then you can just like kill anything human or up to a lion, right? Yeah? Yeah? Right? No, that's wrong. According to Newton's third law, every action has an equal and opposite reaction. This means that when you punch something with 15 kilonewtons of force, it also effectively punches you back just as hard. As I mentioned before, 15,000 newtons is comparable to a car falling on you, so if you hit something with a walloper at full speed, you'll basically be bro-fisting a falling car. Bro-fist that, PewDiePie. This will easily crush your hand, arm, and almost definitely your shoulder, so your arm will just be gone. Seems like a very effective weapon now, doesn't it? Not to mention the fact that this assumes the target is stationary, since melee weapons are typically used against melee enemies that will run towards you to fight you. This means that you will actually be hitting them and yourself with an increased amount of force. That's gonna hurt a lot. Don't even get me started on the golden walloper accessible through cheat engines such as GameShark. That moves even faster and hits about twice as hard. That's going to have an insane force, and your body will just be completely destroyed. So that brings us to the end of the second part of this theory, and now we all know not only what it takes to hold the walloper and wield the biggest boxing glove in the Solana galaxy, but also what will happen if you decide to use it. If you don't understand how we found its math, go and watch part 1. Although I don't really understand why you watched all of part 2 before you watched part 1, especially considering at the start of this video I said go and watch part 1. But maybe you're just one of those edgy teens who does things differently. Tell you what, if you've already seen part 1, comment below saying you've already seen part 1, and if you haven't, then comment on part 1 saying you watched that second. Yeah, audience participation. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this insight into the walloper, and if you did, make sure to drop a like on both parts. If you like my videos and you want to see more, hit that subscribe button, and don't worry, it's not going to shatter your arm when you do. You're using your mouse, or something like a mouse, or a touchscreen. But the point is, you're not using a walloper. And if you are one of those edgy teens I mentioned, share it with the people you forgot to delete from your Facebook friends list. So that's everything that I have to say about the walloper. Thanks for watching. See ya.